Admire rich and successful people. What's up, fams? October 26, 2022, and it's day 26 of the secrets of the Millionaire Mind. If it's your first time tuning in, what I'm doing here is I'm actually choosing a card a day from T Harv Eker's Millionaire Mind Intensive cards, and I'm reading the message, sharing my thoughts on the message, and asking you as a viewer to share your thoughts. Anything that came up while I was reading it, maybe an aha moment, maybe a past experience, or possibly you're using what's on this card and it's working wonders in your life. And hey, I would love to know how you implemented it, and how it's going for you. And I want to make this a collective learning experience. So your comments, I'll greatly appreciate it. If you missed the day, you could go back to Facebook, Instagram, watch the videos, or YouTube. Now they have the handles at Rich Carvajal. As you can see here, you can watch the videos there. So like it, share it, comment, let me know what you thought. Really appreciate it. So let's get to it. All right. Here we go. We'll go with you. Wow, says rich people. No, admire rich and successful people. Admire rich and successful people. Admire rich and successful people. Rich people admire other successful people. Poor people resent them. If you view wealthy people as bad in any way, you can never be rich. Because how can you be something you don't like? Holy shit. Wow, this is basically telling us, how can we, right, be something that we don't like? So this is really interesting because, growing up, I don't know if you ever heard the terms like rich people are greedy, and, the only way to become rich is because, the only way they're rich is because their families were rich, or, they don't pay taxes. That's a big one that you've been hearing lately. But, we have to really take a step back and start to look at what is it that got them there. And as I've been reading up and learning from individuals who've really broken through and created that successful, wealthy life, they practically are doing things different than how we were raised. And these cards have been revealing that slowly but surely. A lot of it's in our habits. A lot of it's in the belief in ourselves. Do we feel worthy? A lot of it is, our financials, our planning. Are we financially educated? There's several things, right? And it doesn't, yes, there's maybe some bad apples in, amongst the rich, but it's also bad apples amongst every category or every level of finances. It doesn't mean just because one person is, how we hear greedy or a Scrooge or taking advantage of the system, doesn't mean everybody else. And, as I mentioned in past videos, if you really look at a lot of, millionaires now have literally risen from, nothing, from the hard knock life to getting up there, to the millions, multi-millions, some billionaires from ideas, especially now with technology. Now you've seen a huge boom. But, we have to learn how to admire them, or, as it says here, rich people admire other successful people because they're doing things different than what we're doing. And if we learn that, like what it is they're doing and what it is that they're not doing, right? And possibly we're doing what they're not doing. That's a key thing. But if we learn and admire them and see what it is that they did to help them break through, that's how we'll create breakthroughs in our life. Learning from those who are doing what we want to do or where we want to be, instead of resenting them, instead of looking at them like fucking asshole or rich fuck, or like those things that are that you're just sending, as we also talked about, like you're sending that energy out and you're going to get it back. So if you're looking at rich people in a negative way right now, and hey, even if you win the lottery, guess what? You're going to get a lot of negative people, looking at you. Why? Because you put out that energy. So if you view wealthy people as bad in any way, you can never be rich. Because how can you be something you don't like? And we talked about, I slightly touched on it, but we talked about in the past how we, whatever we put out, we get back. Right? In another card, we were talking about, you have to be mindful of, the energy that you're putting out. So now, what are we going to do? Admire rich and successful people. That's one of the key things to do moving forward, right? One thing I was told is, find that one person, right? It could be a few, but that one that when you look at that person, you really say, hey, you know what? This is a great model, a great person to model that I would love to have my life like theirs. They probably have great relationships, probably wealthy or rich, right? Living a good life, right? Or maybe they live rich in a different way, right? It's not really all about money, which, in cards talked about like money's up there with oxygen, but they're not extravagant or flamboyant with their money. They're possibly, most likely wealthy, but they're living a life, it could be of kindness. It could be of giving back, of philanthropy. They're living a life of abundance. Like you see them and they radiate, and you're just like, man, or they're so happy, right? And instead of being freaking mad at them, like you're just, like their happiness just sends out a vibe that makes you, just vibrant as well. And you're just like, man, like I want to be like that person. So, once you start looking at that and begin to find that one individual, and start modeling how they're living their life, that's how you begin to start making these changes and start looking at, rich and successful people differently. Because you really see, right? And trust me, there's rich and successful people all around us all the time. Sometimes we're just quick to judge. So, gonna close it out. I'm already ranting probably. But yeah, let's start admiring rich and successful people. Rich people admire other successful people. Poor people resent them. If you view wealthy people as bad in any way, you can never be rich. Because how can you be something you don't like? So there it is, fam. Hopefully you got some, good value out of this card. It's pretty powerful. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the videos. How are we going with the videos? And also, go back, as I mentioned, to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, to watch the videos, anything you missed, anything any future videos that you might want to watch, they'll be posted up as well. So with that, God bless, take care, love you, I'll see you.